8th standard, you heard about oceans, currents, then tides over there. I hope so. You heard this name before also in 8th standard or in 7th standard. Ocean, tides, currents. Then we are talking about the properties of seawater in this chapter when you're in 9th standard. So in 6th lesson, we are talking about the properties of seawater. There are the several properties of seawater. First of all, what is a seawater? Seawater means the water which have salinity. So in our earth, 70% is the seawater and 3.5% is the salinity. Okay. So there are the few properties of seawater, that is temperature, salinity, and the next is density. So first we'll go to the temperature part. Temperature, that is major property of the seawater. First of all, temperature is the major property of the seawater. The surface temperature of the seawater is not uniform everywhere. If you are looking in this, just wait. If you're looking in this graph, the surface temperature, just look over there. This is the surface temperature. Here the surface temperature of the seawater is not uniform everywhere. It is different. It is different, okay? Uniform means same. It is not same everywhere. Afterward, when we are talking about the different factors like latitudinal and longitudinal, let everyone know what is latitude and what is longitude. From 6th standard, you are hearing this word, latitude and longitude. What is mean by latitude? Okay, let me remind. Just this is the latitude. Just wait. This is the latitude and this is the longitude. So when we are talking about latitudinal and longitudinal temperature of the seawater, the surface temperature of seawater decrease from the equatorial area. The surface temperature of seawater is extremely and the equatorial area toward the pole. Now what happened? Just look over there, students. This is the equatorial area. As you all know, what is meant by equatorial area, student? First of all, what is meant by equatorial area? In earlier lecture also I told you equatorial area. Yes, center of the earth. Very good, Manjima. The equatorial area means the center of the earth. So, yes, the middle part of the earth. Very good, Aryan sir. So, equatorial area toward the pole, when we are talking about equatorial area toward the pole, the average temperature of equatorial area of seawater is 25 degrees Celsius, and it is 25 degrees Celsius where in equatorial area, and in 16 degrees Celsius in mid latitude region. Again I am show you, just wait, just look at over this, the mid latitude region. Okay, they are talking about mid latitude region. Just look over there. Yes, here there is a 25 degrees Celsius average temperature. Afterward, here in mid latitude region, in mid latitude region the average temperature is 16 degrees Celsius. And near the pole, it is about 2 degrees Celsius. It is about 2 degrees Celsius. So you should remind this all the temperature in equatorial region. It is 25 degrees Celsius. In mid-latitudinal region, it is 16 degrees Celsius. And near the pole, it is about 2 degrees Celsius. Afterward, when cyclone rainfalls or sea waves occurs, at that time, or pollutions occur, at that time the surface temperature. Just look over there. It is the surface temperature over there. Surface temperature over there. Whenever the cyclone rainfall occurs, या sea currents occur, या sea waves occur, or convectional rainfalls or pollutions occur, at that time what happens? It affects the surface of temperature. It affects the surface of temperature. So ocean currents have similar effects on temperature of the seawater. Ocean currents, if we are talking about ocean currents is also affecting the temperature of the seawater. If we are talking about the cold ocean, current flow, the surface temperature of ocean water is low. And while the region where the warm current move, the temperature is increased. Again, I am showing you here. When we are talking about cold ocean current, there are the two types of ocean current. Cold ocean current and warm ocean current. I hope you heard this name before also. There are two types of current, cold ocean current and warm ocean current. Yes. So the temperatures, the surface temperature of cold ocean current is less. Okay, someone saying they never heard this name. Okay. So there are the two types of current, cold ocean current and warm ocean current. The surface temperature of cold ocean current is less. Just wait. The surface temperature of cold ocean current is less, and the surface temperature of warm ocean current is more. Again, I am saying whenever there is a warm ocean current, the surface temperature is more. The surface temperature is more whenever there is a warm ocean current. And whenever there is a cool ocean current, the surface temperature is less. Afterward, you saw here there is a one diagram over there. Just look over this diagram. Here there is a one temperature over there, 0 degree, then 5 degree, 10 degree, 15 and 20 degree. So in this, when there is a 4 degrees Celsius over there, the temperature is always same. The temperature is always same over there. Just look over there, there is a 4 degrees Celsius and temperature is same. After that, after 2000 meter, just look over there. When there is a 2000 meter, at that time, what happened? The temperature is same. When the depth, there is a depth, okay? Again, I am showing this part. I think this is in your textbook, page number 51. If you want, you can open your textbook and see. Again, I am describing this part. So you will know each and everything properly. Okay, as we everyone know, sun rays radiate back. Yeah, this is in your page number 50. Yeah, sorry. So whenever the sun rays radiate back from the surface of the sea, just look over there, I will show. Whenever there is a sea, okay? And whenever sun rays radiate back on the surface of the sea, at that time, some of them penetrate to certain depth in the water. At that time, some of the sun rays penetrate. Penetrate means what? Enters. Penetrate means what? Enters. If you want to write, you can write. Penetrate means enter. So whenever some of the sun rays enter in the interior of the depth in the water. As a result, because of that, what happened? The intensity of sun rays, to go in or enter both are same. So as a result, the intensity of sun rays decrease, and with this increasing depth, again I am showing you here, whenever sun rays radiates and entered in the interior, sun rays entered in the sea water, at that time what happened? As a result, the intensity of sun rays decrease. And because when the intensity of sun rays decrease, the depth is increased. Whenever sun rays try to go in the interior of the earth, in the interior of the sea water, at that time sun rays intensity is decreased with the increasing depth. When the depth is increased, sun rays intensity is decreased. So temperature decrease up to 2000 meter depth. When the temperature is decreased of the sun rays at the 2000 meter depth, whenever there is a 2000 meter depth, after the 2000 meter, the temperature of the sea water is uniform everywhere. Just look over there. There is a 2000 meter, and here the temperature, when the sun rays are enter at the 2000 meter depth, the temperature is same everywhere, and it is approximately 4 degrees Celsius. It is approximately 4 degrees Celsius. Okay. So afterward, the next is the equatorial region to the polar area. As everyone know, the polar area means what? Polar area means what, students? Let me know. How many students know about polar area? Yes, snowfall region. Okay. Near poles. Okay, very good, Balaji Gupta. Okay. Snowfall region or near pole area, you can say polar region. So, whenever the equatorial region to the polar area, the temperature reduce only up to 4 degrees Celsius. Whenever the temperature sun rays try to go from equatorial region to the polar area, temperature decrease or reduce only up to 4 degrees Celsius. And according to the depth, just look over there. Here, there is a torrid zone, okay? Here there is a torrid zone, and here in the torrid zone, the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Now, what is the exactly meaning of torrid zone? I told you in a first lecture, in a previous lecture also. Here there is a earth. Here there is a earth, and in this earth there is a equatorial part. Then Tropic of Cancer, then Tropic of Capricorn, and below that Tropic of Capricorn, there is a torrid zone part. Here there is a torrid zone, okay? Below this line, there is a torrid zone. So in this torrid zone, the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. And therefore, the water, whenever the equatorial region, now it is the part of torrid zone, now we are talking about polar region. Whenever from the surface of the temperature, or whenever The sun rays try to enter from equatorial region to the polar region. At the polar region, the water at the greater depth, water is always at the greater depth, and in the equatorial region, just look over there, at a 2000-meter depth, the water is at a greater depth, and when the water is at a greater depth, it does not freeze. It does not freeze. And in this part, in the 0 degree Celsius, here there is a polar region, and here the water is always freeze. As you know that in a polar region, you saw many of time, the water is generally there is a freeze. Okay. So now we are talking about the next part, that is there are the two type of sea, that is landlocked sea and open sea. As you heard this type of name before, landlocked sea and open sea? If yes, you can put yes, or I will say the meaning of that two type of sea. Okay, no. So now this picture, the first picture is for landlocked sea. Is for landlocked sea. The sea which is surrounded or enclosed by the land. Just look over there. The sea which is surrounded or enclosed by the land is called landlocked sea. And the open sea. Here the open sea, the sea which is not surrounded or enclosed by the land. The sea which does not surrounded or enclosed by the land is called open sea. So there are the two type of sea. Yes, marine drive. Okay. So both seas are different. One sea are enclosed by the land, and one sea is enclosed, or one sea is not enclosed or surrounded by land. So in a sorry, as the salinity of the landlocked sea is more, as you know that the salinity of landlocked sea is more because it is surrounded by the land, and the temperature of this landlocked sea is higher than the open seas. Just look over there, I'll show you. Here in the landlocked sea, we are talking about landlocked sea. Here the salinity is also more and the temperature is also more. Temperature is also more and salinity is also more as compared to open seas. As compared to open sea, the salinity is also more and temperature is also more. Why? Because there is a low latitudinal area. There is a low area as compared, you will see, as compared to open sea. As compared to open sea, the landlocked sea, the area of landlocked sea is low. The area of landlocked sea is low because it is surrounded by land. Okay, landlocked sea like Caspian Sea. For example, landlocked is Caspian Sea. Okay. So now we are go to the salinity part. Okay, very good, Simran. The amount of salt in the water is called the salinity of the water. Yes, brilliant. So whenever we are talking about salinity of the water, at that time what happened? Sorry. Okay. So as you all know, salt is used for many of purposes. Can anyone tell me for which purposes you are using salt? This is the general question. Food, okay. Everyone is saying food. For another purpose? Only for food? Or only for, okay, medicals, medicines, okay, very good, in factory. Okay, in ice factory also you are using this salt, as you all know that, to make juice. Okay, this is same as the thing. Okay. So now we are going for our first experiment. Just look over there. We take a 3 container over there. Okay. And in this 3 container, we put a different colors. First is red, second is pink, and third is blue. Okay. After that, just look over there. all are having. This first one, just let me zoom, then you will know. Okay. Okay. First of all, just I take a 3 container over there. After I take a 3 container, I put it both of them the same water. I put both 3 of them the same water. After when I put it, this water in this bowl, what happened? I put this container with salt. I put in this some salt over there, and when I put some salt in this, always remember I put this 3 balls half remain, okay, half empty. And because of this, after putting this ball half empty, I put some salt in that, and after putting some salt, I take the water with 3 containers and keep one in the sun outside. Keep one in the sun outside and cover it with a lid. Just look over there. I cover this ball with a lid and put in the sun outside. Okay. And afterward, what happened? I kept this remaining 2 in the classroom. I kept this 2 remaining in the classroom. And when I kept this 2 remaining in the classroom as it is, what I saw that the third one, which I kept in the sun, the water is getting evaporated. The third one, which I keep in the sun, the water is getting evaporated because of sun. So now when we are talking about salinity, so salinity is same like a seawater. Salinity is same like this experiment. You must realize that because of the sun heat, evaporation happens, as everyone know that because of sun heat, evaporation happens at a faster rate, and because of evaporation happens, it turns into water vapor. It turns into what? Water vapor. And it reduces in quantity. Because of sun, evaporation happens and it turns into water vapor. And because when it turns into water vapor, it reduces its quantity, the quantity of the seawater. But the amount of salt remains the same because the water is getting evaporated. The salt is never getting evaporated. So the amount of salt remains same. And because of that, as I told you before also, there is at 70% of the seawater, and in that seawater, 3.5% is the, and more than 3.5% is the salinity. So in sea, where the rate of evaporation is higher, I'll show you, just wait. In sea, where the rate of evaporation is higher, the supply of freshwater salt salinity is high. When the rate of evaporation is higher, the salinity is also high. The supply of salinity is also high. And whenever the supply of freshwater, or the supply of freshwater salinity is more, the rate of evaporation of salinity is also low. Again, I am explaining this part because I think you are not able to understand. This is the main thing. First of all, there are the 3 things. First is the sea, because of sun, the rate of evaporation is happen. And after that, the supply of fresh water. As you all know, because from sea, we will get the fresh water also and the salinity also. So the supply of fresh water, and the third is salinity. So in the sea water, where the rate of evaporation is more, whenever the rate of evaporation of the sea water is more, what happens? The supply of fresh water and salinity is also high. The supply of fresh water and salinity is also high. Afterward, whenever the sea, in sea where the supply of fresh water, whenever in the sea the supply of fresh water is more, exceed means what? More, okay? At that time, the rate of evaporation of salinity is also low. The rate of evaporation and salinity is also low. Just look over there. This is the fresh water, the supply of fresh water. This is the rate of evaporation of seawater, and this is the salinity. Again, I am describing whenever the fresh water, supply of fresh water is more, at that time, the rate of evaporation and salinity is low. And the third is salinity is not affected much in sea, where the both of fresh water and evaporation of water is low. First of all, as you know that, I give an example over there. When you're traveling for Gujarat, okay? So from train, you have seen there are so many salt pan over there. How many persons see over there? There are so many salt pan over there. There are so many seas over there. Okay, just wait. Okay, no, achha, only one person saw. Okay, very good. So, as we have seen that so many times, there are so many salt pan over there. There are so many salt pans or salt put in the outside of the sea. When you're traveling for the when you're traveling from the train, you see there are so many white color salt that are put over that. Yes, and because of this, it means there are so many seas and salinity. So whenever salinity is there, salinity is never affected the fresh water and the sea rate of evaporation of seawater. Always remember, salinity is never affected to the rate of evaporation of seawater, and the next part, that is supply of fresh water. If you want to know the salinity about more, just look over there. This is for your general knowledge part. If you want to know more, you can. I will show you. This is, look, this is the equatorial part. Okay. This is the transition zone. This is all about inside the sea. Huh? This is all about inside the sea. Yes, it affects to ocean. This is the equatorial part. This is the transition zone, and this is the surface mixed zone. Sorry, this is the surface mixed zone, and this is the deep zone. As the depth is more, salinity is also more. As the depth of seawater is more, the salinity is also more. Okay. So now, till here, I hope so you understand properly. Okay, just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Still the salinity part is remain. Just wait. Now the next part we are talking about the salinity, which is the uneven distribution because of the uneven distribution of the temperature. Because of the uneven distribution of the temperature, the supply of fresh water is also uneven, and because of this, it affects the salinity of the seawater. Because the uneven supply of fresh water, it affects the salinity of the seawater. So the now main part, that is in the tropical zone. Just look over there. Yes. In the tropical zone, whenever we are talking about tropical zone, the tropical zone temperature is higher and the rate of evaporation is also higher. Just look over there. In the tropical zone, the rate of evaporation is higher and the temperature is also higher. I'm talking about salinity part. and it is in tropical zone. Okay. So whenever the temperature is higher, the rate of evaporation is also higher, and therefore the salinity is also higher. Both the three things is higher in tropical zone. The supply of fresh water, the rate of evaporation, and the salinity. And when we are going to the 5-degree north and south of the equator, when we are going to the 5-degree, just wait, I will show you, not in this map. Yes, it is in here. Okay. So now, when we are talking about 5-degree north and 5-degree south, okay, in the equatorial part okay, at that time, the calm belt, the sky is cloudy, the sky is totally cloudy, and the conventional rainfall occur every day, where it is in the 5-degree north and 5-degree south, near the equatorial part. The conventional rainfall always occur because the sky is cloudy for a longer period of time. And as I told you, what is mean by conventional rainfall and how it is occur in the previous lecture only, in a 5th lesson, precipitation. Okay. So, for example, if we take example like rivers like Amazon river basin is there, then Congo river is there. So, because of that, if you're taking example, Congo river or Amazon river basin, which is in Brazil. So, here the equatorial region meet the sea. Here the equatorial region meet the sea. And because of this, the supply of fresh water is so much, properly and abundant. Here the supply of fresh water in a 5-degree north and 5-degree south in the equatorial part. Here, because the conventional rainfall occur, and because of that, the supply of fresh water is abundant. And because of this, the higher temperature of the rate of evaporation is happening. And if you're talking about the mid-latitude zone means what? Okay. In the mid-latitude zones, when now we are talking about mid-latitude zone, which is in the 25-degree to 35-degree north and south. And here the rainfall is less and the supply of fresh water is also low. When the river rainfall is less, the supply of fresh water is also less. Always remember this. And this zone has the desert zone. This zone is also called the desert zone of the world. Mid-latitude part, okay? Mid-latitude part is located in the 25-degree to 30-degree, 35-degree north and south. Okay? And after that, we are talking about temperate region. In the temperate region, the sun rays are slanting. As you all know, what is mean by slanting, students? What is mean by slanting? Tint, okay? Stiffness. Okay, sloping, very good. Which is little bit tint, tilted line, cross. Okay. In the temperate region, the sun rays are slanting, and because when the sun rays are slanting, the temperature are lower. Why the temperature are lower? Because when the temperature are lower, the melting of the snow and the supply of fresh water is more. Now this temperate region part is happening nearby the polar region. Here what happened? The snowfall is getting melt. because the sun rays is getting slanting, the sun rays is started slanting, and because whenever the sun rays is slanting, the temperature is low and the melting of the snow started and the supply of fresh water is getting increased. Okay, so next part in the polar areas. Now it is main part that is in polar areas. Always in a polar region, the salinity is always low. In a polar region, the salinity is always low because the temperature is always low, and because the temperature is low, evaporation is also low, and because of that, salinity is also low. We are talking about polar area. Okay, here all the three things are low: the supply of fresh water, temperature, salinity, all the things are low. Okay, now we are going to the next part, that is landlocked sea. Now tell me what is mean by landlocked sea. Now only I told you landlocked sea. What is mean by landlocked sea? Okay, which is covered by land. Very good, Manjima. Okay. So now when we are talking about landlocked sea have a higher salinity than the open sea area. Always remember, as compared to the open areas, landlocked sea have a more salinity because it is covered by the land, and the rate of evaporation is also more. But the supply of fresh water is low. The supply of fresh water is low, the salinity is more, and the third thing, the temperature is also more as compared to open sea. And because of this, we are taking example that the salinity of Mediterranean Sea is 39%. Okay, and I give an example of Caspian Sea also. Caspian Sea is also a landlocked sea. Now the next and the main thing, that is Dead Sea. As you heard this word before, Dead Sea. Yes. Okay, what is actually why this Dead Sea is named as a Dead Sea? Can anyone tell me why Dead Sea is called as a Dead Sea? Okay, don't know. Okay, no problem. Yes, very good, Purva. Is there is a higher salinity and no organism can able to live here. Sorry. Okay. Now, first of all, this sea, Dead Sea, is lying on the border of Israel and Jordan. And here the salinity is 332%. Here the the salinity of the sea is 332%. And not only that, student, okay, not only that, student, the next thing is here it is lying near the border of Israel and Jordan. Jordan is a large river which is meeting with the Dead Sea. And because there is a higher salinity, that is 332%, because the average salinity of the ocean is 35%. And in the Dead Sea, there is a higher salinity, that why there is no living organism can still alive, like fishes or any kind of trees over there. The no living organism can still alive because of more salinity. There is a low rainfall, low fresh water, and because of this, there is no life, and higher salinity affects the overall development of the sea water, of the Dead Sea water. And because of this higher salinity, the density of this Dead Sea is always high. Just wait.